Guys, today I'm gonna talk here about one thing that I always see people talking about a lot, especially like the guys who are just starting Jiu-Jitsu. They start Jiu-Jitsu already thinking about the very end of their career, of their like time on the mat. They start Jiu-Jitsu thinking like, how long I'm gonna take to get my black belt. So the truth is that there is not like an exactly time that you're gonna take your black belt. What I see a lot in most of the schools is that the average is something like around 10 years. Let's call like 1 year as a white belt, 1 year or 1 year and a half, then 2 or 3 years a blue belt, 2 or 3 years a purple, 2 or 3 years a brown belt. It's gonna go somewhere around like 10 years of Jiu-Jitsu. Some people get it way faster. In my case, for example, I got in 7 years and a half. I started Jiu-Jitsu in the beginning of 2001 and I got my black belt in the end of 2008. And like September or October. So it all depends about like how much you train, how much you devote yourself for Jiu-Jitsu. If you are a competitor, it depends a lot about your results. It depends about a bunch of stuff. I see some guys getting the black belt like very quick. I think if I'm not wrong, Demian Maia got like in 5 years or 6 years, something like that. I'm not sure, just guessing some number here that I heard. And I know other examples as well, so there's not like a rule for how long we would take to get a black belt. It's all about you and about like your results, not only talk results about the competition and this and that. And nowadays, IBJJF has even like a deeper rules about like how long you have to stay on each belt. Before, if you win the worlds, like in the first year as a blue belt, you won the worlds, you would get the purple belt. If you won the worlds, if you win the worlds as a purple, you sometimes our teacher would give the brown belt, and then you would go very quick. Nowadays, it's way longer time. For example, I think nobody can get the brown belt if only 1 year as a purple, for example. And I think same thing with blue belt and the brown to black, I'm not sure. But anyway, all I want to mean here is that there is not one exactly time that you're going to take your black belt. So if you are a beginner and you're just starting Jiu-Jitsu, stop thinking about that, because you're going to drive yourself crazy if you focus like, oh, I'm going to get my black belt in 8 years. It's not about you. That's not your decision. It's your teacher's decision. So my tip here is like, focus on your day training. Try to do not think about the pace and try to do not think about the future. Just try to think about your day training today. What are you gonna do today to improve and to be better than you were yesterday? So, but as I said here, I see like that the average for a person to get a black belt, it's not like between 8 and 12 years or even like 13 years. When you see someone who took like longer than 12 or 13, 14 years, it's normal because the guy got injured, he had to stop Jiu-Jitsu for a long time and this and that. But if you're training on a constant basis, like 3 times per week, 5 times per week, it might not take that long. You might get like with 10 years, 11 years, maybe 9 years, something like that. So I think that's one question that many people ask like themselves, and they are shy to ask their teacher, to ask the instructor. So here goes the answer. I think the average is around 10 years. I didn't make any like statistics to see that. It's all about my experience. You'll see some people getting very quick, normal, because they got some amazing results, and you see some people taking a little longer. In my case, for example, I spent 1 year as a white belt, I got a yellow belt. 1 year as a yellow belt, I became juvenile, I got a blue belt. Then blue belt was my longest belt. I spent 3 years as a blue belt. I think it was very important for me because it's the belt that you're gonna build your base, you're gonna build your foundation. Then as a purple belt, I spent was kind of like less than 1 year. And it was in 2006. Nowadays, according to IBJJF, it's not even allowed anymore. You guys spend longer than, I think you have to stay at least 1 year and a half or 2 years, I'm not sure, on the purple belt. I gotta check in the IBJJF rules, but anyway. And then I spent less than 1 year as a purple belt and 1 year and a half as a brown belt, and I got my black belt. So if you put all of this together, it's around 8 years, or 7 years and a half or something like that. But anyway, just want to say here again, don't focus on how long you're gonna spend to take your belt. Try to enjoy the journey, enjoy like the daily of your training. If you compete, you try to enjoy every single tournament and try to focus all about getting better than yesterday. Many times I used to joke like, I want to be better than yesterday and worse than tomorrow. That's my goal. I want to be better than yesterday and worse than tomorrow. I hope tomorrow I'm better than today. And that's how I try to focus on my training and even like focus on my teaching. As a teacher, I want to be better than yesterday, worse than tomorrow. That's the goal. So I hope it helps. And that's it. Thank you guys. Os.